Hi guys, welcome to Grudy's life chat time. Right, got more car shit coming. I'll do one tomorrow. I'll do another vid on cars. Tonight, I just wanted to touch a little bit on dopamine deficiency and the effect on the world that it's having, and how bad I believe it's going to get. I have a pussycat on my lap, so kind of squashing me on my chest, but she won't get off. She wants pats. She wants some love. Right, so how this come about is anybody that watches the channel understands I have ADD. I have some sort of attention deficit disorder. It's always been hard to concentrate for a long period of time on one project. At the moment, I have decided to offload all my projects, do one daily driver, sell my F350, sell my Falcon, and I'm just going to get myself a tow car that I can daily drive. It'll be cool. Yeah, I've got a great idea. And finish my E30 M3 and keep my bike going. Now, spending 6 years with somebody that had a major dopamine deficiency, and it wasn't her fault. I learned a lot. I don't have a dopamine deficiency. I get happy about something, and I can carry that happiness for so long. Probably for the last month, I've been over the moon happy. Finally making decisions, not holding off, believing that I can make things better when I knew I couldn't. Because that's what I did for the last 2.5, 3 years. Tried really hard because I didn't want to fail again and again. But in failure comes some form of success and learning. So living with somebody with a dopamine deficiency really taught me that it's very hard for them. It's hard for them to be happy. It's hard for the people around them trying to see them happy as well. And then I spent a little bit of time with my son a few weeks back. Might be a month ago now. My son's 16 years old. He's a lovely lad. He's my junior. So, very smart lad. But who he was when he was with me, when I was a single dad, when he was young, he was 2.5, 3.5. He was a real vibrant, upbeat kid that would just play and just do stuff. Now, he's still that smart, awesome dude. My dog's complaining. We've already been for a walk. She wants something. I think she wants cuddles, but the cat's having cuddles. So with my son, and I haven't asked him if he wants me to talk about this. I try to leave my previous partner out of this now. I'm going to try and let her go off on her own tangent, and I'll try not to comment about her much. But I'm using this stuff as experience. So this backs up the knowledge train, I suppose you'd say. So with my lad, always been a smart boy, but we spent a bit of time apart, and he spent a lot of time on the computer. So he plays a lot of computer games. It's something he's interested in. And we actually had a good chat the other day in regards to his dopamine levels. For his 16th birthday, his mum gave him a car. It was a Barina. It wasn't a BMW. It wasn't anything. He wants a Miata. So, and I understand that because I wanted a Miata when I was younger as well. It wasn't the fact that he didn't get his Miata, but it was the fact that he actually said to me that his mum, they gave him the car, and then he went, oh, thank you. I went inside. He wasn't excited. And this little conversation, I'll lead to this. This is very, very important in our society right at this moment. So he went inside, and then he told me the story from his point of view. I wasn't there. He went inside, and then his mum and stepdad came in, and they sat him down, and they questioned why he wasn't over the moon and happy. I can tell you why. We talked about this, and he said to me that he was happy, but it didn't excite him. And then because I pry a little too much sometimes, but I do this because I believe I can help people. So this is my main aim in life, is trying to help others to deal with things that they don't have an instruction manual to deal with. So my son, yada, yada, yada. So we're chatting away, and then I really noticed, I was like, oh, this is interesting. His dopamine's very low, so let's see if we can work out a percentage of what he gets out of life versus the computer games. So he started talking about computer games and playing on the net and the excitement and the attachment to their dopamine levels by scrolling, looking at reels, doing all this stuff is actually detrimental to their health, their mental health. Now, with my son, we sat down and we actually had a really good chat about this. And we believe that 10 or 20% of his dopamine comes from life. The other 80 or 90% comes from the internet and being in these games and putting a lot of effort and time in. So then I sat back and went, wow. His mum questioned why he was so flatlined, and she hasn't even realised it's because her and her partner had put computer games in my son's life as a babysitter, as a major part of his life. He's been playing video games since 7 years old or 6 years old. He's very good at them, really good at them, but they now play such a part in his life due to the feeding of dopamine into their bodies that nothing else really makes them much happy. So I did notice on the way home there was a car show. So it was a Saturday night. I was taking him home, and I pulled up, and there was Miatas there. So it was just at Bunnings, Parafield. Bunch of cars there. We walked around. It was a bit cold. He was a bit cold. He walked around with me. We looked at cars. We chatted to people. We did the shit that I do. And I seen him excited. And it was really, really interesting to see this. And now I'm a watcher as well as a chatter and a talker. I watch a lot of shit. He got really normal excited. Seeing these Miatas and FDRX7s and just cool little Jap coupes. And then I had this idea that I have to put him in a race car. I have to get him in a car to race and give him something more exciting so he can have more dopamine. But this gets a little bad now because I can't just put him in a slow car because it's not going to give him a rush, and he's going to need this. So I'm going to test some of these theories. Stop it, you noisy bugger. So I'm going to test the theories of how to get him out of the dopamine deficiency. Now, this is very important for all our children. Now, can you see the link here between teenage crime and dopamine deficiency, can you see that this is worse than the pandemic? This is so much worse. We have children from 3 years old, 2 years old playing on phones because their parents are, just take it, shut up, leave me alone. Oh, it's just so hard to deal with. I can't take the phone. Oh, yeah, here's the phone. Everyone's life will be in the internet because there'll be no fun out here. They'll put the IR goggles on and they will live in the box. I believe this is what they're trying to do. Now, I relate this, not so much blaming the parents anymore of these teenage kids that are killing people, stabbing people, stealing cars, high speedies. You're talking 13, 14, 16-year-olds and the 15s, 17-year-olds. This is what they're doing. There's a reason. They have no excitement. Home life gives them no excitement. Now, 44, nearly 45 years old. I used to ride my push bike from Palmerston to Casuarina Shopping Square. You look that up, that's in Darwin. It was an all-day ride. Me and my mates, we were 10, 12 years old. And we would ride our push bikes and I would get enough goldies to buy an iced coffee and would ride all the way to Casuarina on the wrong side of the road because then cars could see us coming. As silly as it was, we were smart. We did stupid shit. We lit fires and we did stupid shit. But this was our excitement. Riding the push bike, having friends, not ringing. I couldn't really use the phone to ring people. I'd just ride to their house. If they were there, we would hang out. If they weren't, I'd go find a creek to throw shit in. I'd find a tunnel to, like a under the road tunnel, concrete tunnels to crawl up in there and get scared shitless in the dark and all sorts of stupid shit. But these children, our next generations that will be in charge of our world, now have such a sad existence. And to see sadness in your child's eyes that you can't just solve is very, very hurting. My child was never a depressed child. But after spending the last 10 years on the computer, there's a lot going on there. And I worked too much. Didn't put enough time in the last 10 years, right? Because I thought if I worked really, really hard 10 years in my shop, I should have a place by now. I should have some shit by now. I've got some changes I'm making. These children around Australia that are not just breaking the law, but killing people and car chases and crazy shit, it's because they have a dopamine deficiency that they can't fill in life. It's because no matter what they do in life, she's sitting nearly on my chest, whatever they do in life, it's not enough, right? It's not. This is why they've got to do crazy shit. This is why they do crazy stuff. This is why they play these games. They kill people in these games. They have guns. And look, I've got a Sony there and I have Grand Theft Auto. I love that game. It's fun. I don't have enough time to play my Sony at the moment, so I don't. I've got plenty of other shit to do. But we have a serious problem. I am going to keep talking about this. I'm going to try and work out ways with my son. I love my son. He's my little guy, I've got a daughter as well. We don't talk. We just don't get along. We just we clash crash so bad, which I'll go into that in some later videos and I'll explain exactly why. I'm doing some cool shit at the moment. As for the lad, I'm going to start doing some stuff with him. So as I get rid of more of my shit, I will buy more stuff. I'm looking at doing like I don't know what exactly yet, but once he's got his hours up in his car and he's driving, I will then take him to the track, get him a speed license, take him around the track, and I'll probably be in the daily, the wagon that I'm about to pick up, and teach him some stuff, and then see if we can get him a shit box and take him out to skid pan days, and go from there. This is the idea. I think this needs to be addressed with everybody. If your kids are the same, you need to get them off the net. It's going to hurt them for a while, but you need to get them off the net, and you really need to limit any kind of internet access that goes towards social media, scrolling videos, YouTube, everything. They need that, not that short-term gratification, that short-term hit. This is worse than a drug addiction. We have an electronic control addiction now. This is worse. When I was a pothead, I'd just go and raid your fridge. I was happy. Years ago when I smoked weed, I'd sit on the couch and laugh. We would have fun. We would laugh and carry on. The mental illness that we have in our world now, it's beyond a joke. To see the sadness in my child's eyes, that he couldn't work out next steps, we'll see what I can do. And if he's watching this one, I love him. I love you, little shit. And it'll be race car time soon. I don't mind. I'll put him in my $100,000 E30 M3 build. It's my boy. Worst case scenario, he bingles it. He'll be at the track. It'll be safe. He'll have safety gear on. And he'll have to help me fix it. But that's what I'll do. I'm going to start taking him hills running and having some fun, and we'll start doing some drag racing. We'll probably take the wagon. I want a wagon again. I want something I can sleep in. So yes, for somebody like myself, it was hard to learn about dopamine deficiency. Giving somebody presents like with the ex, I gave her so much stuff for her car to try and... I'm a car guy, come on. I thought it was going to help. Nah. And sometimes it would be 20 minutes of happiness and back to flatlined, back to just upset and down. What's wrong with being happy? Making that decision to just be purely happy with what you've got and where you are. This is why this is why this that I have is my home. Just is. And I'm happy with that. Because I know I've got a roof over my head. And I have a place to work, a place to sleep, a place to eat, a place to shower. I've got a throne room in the corner. Might not be ideal. But I understand that it makes me happy to know that I have everything around me that matters. With a dopamine deficiency, it doesn't matter what you have around you. You could have all the money in the world, still not may not make you laugh and enjoy every day. So if your children are suffering like my child is, you should want to look into this as much as possible, investigate it, and let's see what we can do about fixing this. Let's see what we can do about fixing the future generations and helping them to make our world better. Because when we're old and crusty, they're the ones that are going to be running the world. They'll be running all the businesses. If we can't save them and help them, it's done. No, guys. Thank you. You have a lovely day. Have a lovely night. And do a video on the new car tomorrow if I buy it. Thanks. Gypsy says good night. And this one, look at this. Dog depression. The dog just has these sad ass looks. She'll put her head on the back of the couch and be like, and she'll yeah, she's looking at me now. Right. This is real, guys. This dopamine deficiencies in our children is going to cause more trouble than anything else. Our lives are not going to get better until we help the younger generations through this problem. This is a major, major problem. And it's only going to get worse unless we make it better. Groody out.